Hi everybody, it's December 9th, and I've been watching the news again, and I just wanted to make some comments about some stuff that was going on, especially that interview with Kristen Welker and Donald Trump. Like, that was a real eye-opener. You gotta be kidding me. Like, he's just gonna come right out and say he's gonna do all this stuff, and everybody keeps telling me, oh no, he's not gonna do that, don't worry about it. No, this is what you were all talking about before, the politicians not doing what they said they're gonna do. So now you got one that actually says he's gonna do what he's gonna do, and when he tells you what he's gonna do, you don't believe him. So he can just kind of whitewash his answers and kind of just arrogantly mob talk his way through the questions, and Kirsten doesn't even push back at all. That's how you question someone. What kind of puff piece was that? Oh no. Like, I could tell you, I'll go into negotiation and questioning people in a minute, because I have some stuff to say about that. Anyway, so Donald's talking about groceries. And we all know that man has never been to a grocery store. Are you kidding me? He lives at Trump Tower. All he's got to do is call somebody to go get McDonald's for him. He doesn't. He has people to cook for him. When he's at Mar-a-Lago, they have dinners, all these dinners in a dining hall together that's prepared for a group of people. He has an ice cream bar. He does not know what the price of groceries are. He doesn't go grocery shopping. So you think he's concerned with how much you spend on eggs or how much a gallon of milk costs you? No, he does not care. You're dealing with a narcissist, a person that's going to intrude on your boundaries and do whatever they want to do to you as they see fit. They don't care about your feelings. And they'll tell you, I don't care about your feelings. Okay, fine, you don't have to. See, I used to get in these arguments with my ex, and he was really good at antagonizing me and threatening me all the time and wanting me to be on edge all the time and trying to make me a nervous wreck, and then turning it around on me and say, oh, she's hysterical and she's mental and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, you pushed me and pushed me and pushed me, and now you messed around and found out. It's like, no, he didn't understand that, because apparently I'm just a marshmallow and I can't do anything for myself. That's what I get told all the time. But then you gotta, step up and show him. No. Give me credit for having a brain in my head. Give me a credit for being a woman army. Because, I'm not the bad guy in all this. I'm not trying to take over everybody's life. I'm not the one trying to skirt the laws. I'm not the one trying to hurt anybody. He is. They are. So you keep asking him all these questions about what he's going to do on day one. I can tell you exactly what they're going to do on day one. They're going to rip up the Constitution. Then what arguments do you have? Stand in front of you, rip up that Constitution, institute their new one that they've had written that's ready to go. So is Project 2025. Because Donald's not running the show anymore. That other guy that's running the budget and management appointee, that guy from Project 2025 and all the other ones, they're running the show. Elon's running the show. Elon's going around with Donald telling them what to do constantly. I don't know. Donald's so... He doesn't want to do the work. He just wants to be handed money. Because he's the money guy. He was the one that was moving money for Jeffrey. What do you think all the casinos were for? Are you guys... don't you get any of it? How do you bankrupt 3 casinos? Everyone says, oh, it's free market and he was his own competition. It's like, no, he was too busy scamming. Nobody did any work. Nobody showed up there. If you went there, you didn't get waited on. It's whatever. It was a front. You know, a front, a storefront, like a projected business, a fake business to cover up your real business. So he can sue me if he wants to on that. So we can rehash all that if we need to. I don't care. I'm ready to go to court. I'm sure I can find a lawyer. But if we don't have a constitution, there's not going to be any court. So all these people walking on eggshells over every little thing he does. Okay, so what? He's going to take away your birthrights. That's in the Constitution, so he has to change the Constitution to do that. Okay, so he wants to use someone else as an oversight committee for their shadow government, but you have to get permissions for that. You know, all it would be like some kind of like an advisory role. Because they couldn't, Congress is the one that controls that. They allocated those funds for that. If you go against that, you were breaking the law. That's why it was a big deal when George W. just did whatever he wanted to without Congress approval. So apparently we're just going to go back to that. You're just going to do stuff without equal branches and checks and balances. And nobody's going to go by the law anymore. And Kash Patel is going to be the new law. And he's going to go after people without valid reasons. Like when you are talking about going after people, you have to have like actual laws that they broke. Otherwise, you're just being vindictive and petty. A tyrant. That's what a tyrant is. Ruling without regards to other people's rights. So you think you should have the right to just put someone in jail without them actually committing a crime? Because that has happened to me before. I was actually charged with attempting to be disorderly and attempting to resist. I don't know how you attempt to be disorderly. But whatever, you know, it's been a long time. That got dropped a long time ago. I've been really good since then. And that's my record. So go ahead, check my record. I've never been in trouble for anything. I've always went by the book. I did what I was supposed to do. And where does that get me? Walked all over by people like Donald and Pete Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel and all these people from Project 2025 and telling me that I got to work with that because I can't work with that. No, these people are a clown show, first of all, to say the least, especially after what Donald was saying about groceries. Come on. And then he's going to go into all this other stuff and stuff. He knows. That's why he's calm. He was always agitated before. Oh, you got to listen to me. Oh, they're after me. Oh, they're just like doing all this stuff to me and all these court dates and stuff. Okay, so the election wasn't rigged. So that complaint you had is gone. So all your court dates are dropped and all your cases have been either delayed or dismissed or deposed or whatever you want to call it. Postponed till after you're president, after you screw us all over for the second time. Because we had all this stuff that we were trying to go over, all the cases. You couldn't even keep up with any of it. You couldn't keep track of it. Whatever, you know. That's why I said the rule of law doesn't even matter anymore. So you're just going to come in with your constitution and force that on us with the Supreme Court. So is the Supreme Court willing to really do that? Because you're going to get pushback from that. You're not going to ever be able to go out in public again. But I guess that's what the military on American soil is for, right? To control the riots. When you tear up our Constitution and pull some crap like they tried to pull in South Korea, they weren't having it either. And it's not fair to do that to us. This is why we had America with freedom of religion and individual rights. Because we don't have to live with what he wants and his rights and what he wants to do with us. Because he's a narcissist. He's never going to be happy. Nothing's ever going to be good enough for him. All they want to do is keep throwing money at this man. He doesn't want to do any work, so he's going to just tell everybody else to do what they want. He can't tell you what's in Project 2025, but he's going to hire people to implement it because it does enough to do what he wants them to do. And that is keeping people in heel and controlling them and separating them. So, me, I'm in my 50s. I never lived with segregation. My mom has. She's told me stories about it. And I think it's cruel. I don't like a whole lot of people anyway. I just stay away from everybody. Why would, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't like people for what they actually do to me. And most of the people that have hurt me in my life are white. Like my own. That turn on me. Because I try to be a nice person and they want to be all mean and hateful and I'm not having it and I just want to be nice. And then, there's been times where I've been attacked just because I was nice to someone else and they didn't like it. And I got threatened to get beat up because I was nice to somebody that was black. Just because I don't think about that when I look at somebody. I take the person for the individual. If you're nice, there's so many different kinds of people. What am I supposed to be, that tribalistic? Really? I don't have the time for all that. I have other stuff to worry about other than, how pretty somebody looks or how ugly they are or how I don't like them because they start calling them low IQ and dirty. And then they start dehumanizing you. And then they start going down this spiral of negativity. I'll just put it that way. Like Sean Hannity did this weekend. With that girl, I couldn't even get her name because I watch news clips on YouTube. So I get a lot of the main stories off the main channels. And then I go to some of the more independent news and stuff. So I get a pretty good idea. And I do like ground news. That's kind of cool where you can see all the backgrounds of who owns the different papers and, institutions and stuff and who's saying what. It's helpful. Anyway, so you get an overview of what all the right-wing stations are talking about, what all the left-wing stations are talking about, what the independent media is talking about, and how it all meshes together with all three. So maybe you can kind of sort of figure out some kind of truth within there. I would say the left and the right, they're pretty much all liars now. I'm still looking for people that tell the truth. That would be nice if we could be told the truth. But I guess that's like pulling teeth nowadays. The truth is irrelevant to them. Sean cares about how you look. That's more important. How you look is more important than the truth. Because he's going to sit there with this woman talking about somebody shaving their head and blah, blah, blah. And, taking Plan Bs and blah, 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 blah. Like, it's any of his business. Okay, me personally, I've never like, in my 40s, I had to stop trying to have children because it wasn't, I was having, what would you say, miscarriages. I was having miscarriages. So after your 40s, you really can't try anymore. And okay, so, I'm in my 50s now and I'm done with that part of my life. And people are going to try to tell me that I'm not even worth anything anymore because I can't bear children. Anyway. I'm not all washed up and dried up and bleh. Oh, because I'm gross because I'm over 50? Yeah. Somebody that goes after little one, way, way too young for you would be concerned with critiques like that. Because Sean thinks that, he doesn't see the fact that I shaved all my hair off a couple of years ago. It's long now. I don't know. It's probably been like 3-4 years that I've been growing my hair out again because I wanted my hair to be natural. I was sick of being blonde. I got white streaks coming in my hair, and when I bleach it, it breaks off and it dries my scalp out and it's ugly and I don't like it and it never toned right. And I just don't like it. Why isn't my real hair good enough? I think my real hair is pretty. It's coming in really silver. I'm liking it. I'm getting stripes. I like it. What's wrong with it? Oh, my shiny hair isn't pretty. You want it all brittle and fried and kind of reddish off tone because it wasn't toned right. Like, that's attractive to you? Because I don't think that's very attractive. I would, whatever. And then you're trying to say, oh, you're supposed to be all doormat and lovely, and oh, I'm supposed to be submissive and dainty. No, that's not me at all. Not me at all. I'm probably more of a man than Sean Hannity is, and I will challenge him to that. Because I know I can change a tire. I've had to do it several times. I even drove a semi. I went to truck driving school for a month and learned how to drive a semi too. So I can drive a big truck too, on top of all my other education and other things that I've done. But, I just figured if they could figure out how to do it, I could too. It only took me a month to learn how to do it. I just applied myself and I tried and I surprised myself with what I could do and what I knew. But I don't get credit for that because I'm a girl. I'm a lady. I'm not supposed to do those kind of things. So I was, so you want these kind of people running my life for me when I'm supposed to have freedom and rights, and they just want to take away all my rights and tell me how to live and what to do. And I'm just not having it, Where does Sean get off telling me that he's the man and I'm supposed to heel to him, and he sits on his chair and just complains about everybody and wears more makeup than I do on a daily basis? Oh, you have someone do your makeup for you. Is it bad enough that you don't even do your own makeup? You have someone do that for you. I'm sorry. I just never found Sean to be a handsome guy at all. He's got a weird flat face. Like, I don't know. Is it irritating to me that, like, I'm not trying to cut anybody down or be shallow like Sean Hannity. But him and Charlie Kirk, like, their face to head size ratio is way off, and that's really OCD to me. I can't do that. So every time I'm looking at him, I'm thinking of the Elias brothers. Whatever. So I'm not attracted to him, obviously. That's okay. We can move on. Next, He's got a flat face. He's got these caterpillar eyebrows. The worst sadistic attitude. Judgmental as all hell. It's talking about speaking judgmental. Okay, so Sean Hannity's divorced. And he never wanted to talk about what was happening with his divorce. And yeah, everybody's entitled to their privacy. But when you're a public figure, your life's kind of on display for everybody else to see too. So Sean's not going to talk about his divorce or what happened or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's nobody's business. That he's just a cheater and a liar too. Or whatever he did. Sean. Well, he's going around judging everybody about his divorce and what he's doing after his divorce and all of his skirt chasing and all of his misdeeds and debauchery. So we could talk about all that. No, he wants to talk about how you have to be pretty for him. because he's critiquing you and he's on TV and things have to look a certain way to him. And then in real life, I'm putting my hair up in a ponytail and I gotta go mow my lawn. I'm not going on TV with a script of people telling me what to say and making the big bucks because you lie for a living. You're not a newsman. No one at Fox even researches anything. You're all ridiculous. Ridiculous with your lies. And then, like, what? Elon's mommy's worried about who I'm talking about now in the list and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Like, that's what I was talking about, like, with my ex. Like, you get threatened constantly, and at a certain point, it kind of goes in one ear, not the other. That's how I learned to always don't listen to what they're saying. Watch what they're doing. Because that's going to tell you what their real actions. Because people can talk a lot of trash. They can say a lot of stuff. Like when someone's walking around the room yelling at you and they're throwing stuff. If it's getting thrown away from you, you're okay. If it's getting thrown at you, you need to duck. Okay, so that's threat assessment. How bad is the threat? What do I consider a threat? Like somebody telling me, oh, I'm gonna, telling me he was gonna burn my house down with me in it. That's not a very good threat, Like you're starting to wonder, okay, is he going off the deep end? He's making all these crazy threats. Is he really gonna go through with it? Like I gotta protect my kids. Like that's what I was worried about. And I'm not going to walk on eggshells and worry constantly about what someone's doing to me. Because I'm not going to worry about when you're going to show up. I'm going to worry about what to do when you do show up. So I prepare for stuff. So that's why, my ex was threatening me all the time. So I would counteract that and act as an offset fence. So I made sure that when he was taking all my money, I had bank accounts with money in my name. So I wasn't left with no money. Or the house was in my name, so he couldn't take that. Or the car was in my name, so he couldn't take that. So I had my assets covered. And you have to have boundaries with people. I don't have to answer the door. I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to answer the phone. I don't have to work with people I don't want to work with. I don't have to live with someone I don't want to live with. And I sure as hell don't have to put up with all that crap that he was dishing out. Because where was the attention or the attention, the protection, any of that? He wanted to go get drunk and play around at the bar and then come home. And because I was yelling at him about being gone all the time, we would argue. And then it would keep going from there and escalate. So you can either escalate a situation or you can de-escalate a situation. Okay, so if somebody's threatening you, what do? You call them out on it. You tell me, yeah, I wish you would just jump off the roof and then maybe I could get Social Security for your kids because you never did anything for them anyway. He didn't know what to say. I'm like, go ahead, take out the furniture. I'll just go buy new stuff. They'll give me an excuse to go buy new stuff because I have a job and I can go buy new furniture. I don't need you to buy my furniture. Take it. Take all of it. Clean me out. I don't care. So, we went through that a couple times. Because I was hoping he would just move away. And then he kept coming back. It's like I wasn't married to him and I couldn't get rid of him for nothing. It's like a bad dream, it keeps coming back. Anyway, so yeah, like Sean Hannity, like a bad dream that keeps coming back. And Trump and all those guys are going to look you up and down, threaten you and tell you you have to do this, that, and the other. Okay, so do you really want to work for people like that? Because Sean Hannity and Donald Trump talk on the regular, they are co-conspirators as far as I'm concerned with this little propaganda lie fest they got going on and all the softball questions. So Kristen Welker gets it punted to her, and she pushes back just a little bit. But that's not how you question somebody. Who, what, where, when, why, how often. Yeah, all that. You don't get to the bottom of the story if you're not asking the right questions. That's why I say, okay, he's gonna double talk and mob talk everything and act like he's this sweet little innocent angel, like that lady that Sean Hannity was talking to. I don't know. She had curly hair and big old cross on, soft lighting. Like, she's the angel. She's just perfect. That's what you want. That's on you. I don't want to be like that. That's not who I am. I'm not fake. I'm not plastic. I'm not trying to pretend to be something I'm not. That's why you don't like those people, because I'm not fake. I'm not Hollywood. Donald's all Hollywood. They only show little clips of what he's saying. Like, they never show the whole interview of everything he's saying. They just show little clips, and then they talk about, oh, how great he is and how smart he is and how he's just going to do all this stuff for you, and you're complimenting him. Meanwhile, you're manipulating him to do all this stuff. Because that's all you got to do to control Donald. Donald's easily led. He doesn't want to do the work. He just wants the money. So he's going to say, okay, go ahead and do that. Even though he doesn't understand what you're saying. Even the thing with tariffs, he's going to sit there and tell you it's good for the consumers. Definitely not. If you watch them most of the time, all they do is flip the script. And it's not easy to figure out. It's not hard to figure out if you're just flipping the script and they don't have an original thought in their head. They're not good at making up lies. So that's what Pete was talking about the other day on Megyn Kelly's show about a kernel of truth. Yeah, there's a kernel of truth in every lie, and that makes your lie believable. That's how conspiracy theories are somewhat valid, and then people question it, but you can never really prove it, so it's called deniability. Deniability of the truth. So that's why everybody's telling me, oh, he says he's going to cut Social Security, but they're not going to cut Social Security. They're not going to. And I was saying, yeah, probably not because of the backlash, but that's why you need the military for the riots. Because otherwise, who are you going against? They already went against the police. The D.C. Capitol Police Department. They go against them. And that was okay with everyone. Like, seriously? He's going to pardon all those people. Okay, so how are you not sympathetic to their cause, and how did you not organize that, and how are you not part of that if you're going to pardon your co-conspirators? And what does it all matter if they just rip up the Constitution and do what they want anyway? Because I'm telling you, they got their own Constitution that they're going to implement, and they need the military to enforce it because they can't have all these different departments and all these channels and everything trying to trickle down. They need to move when they need to move. They need to do crowd control. That's what it's about, crowd control. So when people start assembling to protest, they can handle that. Because they have to have like so many, they can't be so widespread stress tests that you got 20 different things going on in 20 different places and nobody can respond. So they need to be able to have loyalists that respond to the situation immediately. Because they're not, how are you trying to follow the laws? You're not following the laws. You're not trying to follow the laws of the Constitution. You're not trying to do the background checks. Keep telling me, oh, you're just going to shove these people through even though they're totally unqualified. Because the last time you thought you had loyalists, those people said, nah, I'm not that loyal. I'm out. They didn't want to stick around for that. It's like, I love you, Donald, but I don't love you like that. But these people love Donald like that. Yeah, no, I'm out. No, we're not dealing with that. No. So I have to sit there and rationalize, okay, how do you deal with a lunatic? I don't want to think like a lunatic. And I don't want to, say things that sound crazy and out of context and then be accused of being a psychotic and making stuff up. But when daddy's home, sometimes you gotta bake a cake, right? You just bake a cake. And it's not cake by the ocean, it's getting caked. But whatever, You can't have your cake and eat it too, right? Macron will get that one. Which brings me to another thing. Why were they all at that church? That's who you invite to church. I didn't see God there. God didn't show up. Jesus didn't show up. Really nice. You guys did spend a lot of money on that church. Looks nice. It does look nice. It's cool. I mean, if you still believe in that, but all the hypocrisy is a big turn off. Real big turn off. And it's okay with all of you guys to spend all that money and watch people starve. I don't know what kind of Christian you say you are, but you're nobody I want to know. Or the Catholic Church gets sued and you still don't address it. You're given a book with 300,000 names in it and you don't do anything to make it right. It's right in front of you and you dismiss it. What, even if you apologize 100 years after the fact, it still doesn't, is it really going to matter? Like when they were, finding all those people from the Indian schools in Canada, where all these, people went missing from those kind of schools and camps and stuff like that. And then they find mass graves. Is that okay with you? To find mass graves? Because it's not okay with me. Okay, you're dealing with people that are absolutely disgusting and have no morals and walk all over you, and they're going to rip the Constitution up in your face and say, what are you going to do about it? Because we don't have laws anymore. We're going to implement our new laws, and you're going to like it, and we're going to round you all up, and you're, okay, so maybe I am being a little melodramatic. Maybe I am being a little worst case scenario. But you think I'm not going to plan for that? You think I'm going to let these people walk all over me, these dumbasses? They're going to let somebody else, all these other countries, push them around and sell us out and not stand up for anything because they're corrupt pieces of garbage. They have no ethos. They don't care. They don't feel empathy. Do you not understand that? You think Bashar al-Assad has empathy? They called this prison the slaughterhouse. Do you think that man has any empathy? No. Don't expect him to care or cry for you, because he doesn't care. How do you negotiate with someone like that? You don't. You don't negotiate with someone like that. That's the point. I wish those people well. I hope it's not another scenario where the worst bully takes over again, because that seems to be what keeps happening. Is the worst bullies keep bullying their way through, and then the good people that want to do good things and want to build things don't get the chance to, because these negative people are always ripping shit apart and tearing it down, and they can't build anything. All they can do is tear it down, like Elon. So, you know, I don't think I want to talk about the drones yet. We'll talk about that later. Because I'm just not going to worry, you know. Things are going to, hopefully everything works out fine and the projects are all done. And, you know, I keep talking about my letter of marque that I sent a couple years ago, and then nobody took me seriously, and I knew this shit was going to happen. And I feel like I'm being forced into a position that I don't want to be in. But it's like, do I want to be the hero? No, I don't want to be the hero. I just want out of this shit. And I can't get out of it. And I've been trying my whole life. And it's just this never-ending cycle. It doesn't stop. So you claw your way up to the top for what? For nothing? Just to be torn back down by the next bully that comes along? I mean, who... Yeah, at times like this, I wish God would come back so there would be some kind of ultimate authority. But there's not. And it's not going to happen because it isn't real. I don't know. Pray all you want. You know, you all think God's a man and blah, 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 and everybody's got their stories. And nobody can agree on anything, and nobody can agree on a religion. So what does that do? That separates all of us. So instead of it bringing us together, it's separating all of us. That's why we had separation of church and state, because nobody could agree on what church. And that's why they had all of these... you couldn't endorse a candidate if you wanted tax exemption. So the churches needed to stay out of it. So that's why you had freedom of religion. I mean, do you want people busting in your house and burning books and being able to come in and search to see if you have a Bible or a Quran or whatever you've got? Is that anybody's business? Because I thought religion should be a choice of free will. If that's what you want to do, why should you be forced to choose? It should be done with your own free will and what you believe. Not that you were made to do this. But they don't understand. They just want to make you do everything like the Crusades. They're just going to make you do it. Like Pete says, he's going to make you do it. Okay, so you think I want to play football with them? No. No. Absolutely not. What, we're going to go after hurricanes and stuff that doesn't even matter? Or what, they're going to make up some of Dark Overlord like they did in Scientology? Like, is that... is that the secret that everybody buried? You know, as some alien? God's really an alien? I don't know. Is he? Oh, I forgot. How can it be a he? I thought it was an it. Yeah. Because all of your stories don't mesh. Because y'all are liars. And you expect me to believe all that. Okay, so prove it. Prove to me that God chose Donald. Prove to me. Prove it. Because you're going to sit there and say, oh, Donald's just, he's a, what do you call it? He's been rescued. He repented. He's sorry for his bad doing. So we should all just forgive him and let him do whatever he wants, right? Like Pete. Just let him do whatever they want because they repented and he's all right now. And he's got his wife and he's got his Lord. Even though he's a fucking liar and a drunk. I mean, the only difference between him and my ex is my ex used to punch me in my face and give me a black eye. So you're telling me that I gotta listen to somebody scream at me and have me walking on eggshells and telling me that he doesn't have to answer to me. He only answers to Donald. And then you get some guy that's going to be Secretary of the Navy. I can't even remember his name. LaFleur or something like that. LaFleur. Anyway, it doesn't matter what that man's name is. He's never been in the Navy. He never will be in the Navy. Not if I have anything to say about it. He doesn't. He's going to go up there and call it a boat. I dare you, let that man up there on that ship and let him call it a boat and have be the Secretary of the Navy. How ignorant can you be? Are you trying to punk us? Is that what it is? Do you think it's a joke? Like Charlie Kirk thinks everything's a joke. But he gets paid the big bucks to sit up there and lie. Because no one else would finance that garbage. It's another narcissist that thinks they have some bright ideas and want to control everyone. Oh my God. Anyway. So. So, you just, like, you guys all get to defend yourself, but I can't defend myself, and I get told what to do, and everybody else thinks they get to make my life miserable, and I get to constantly be under stress when he gets to go sit his fat ass at the ice cream bar and talk about groceries she knows nothing about. And you want him to lead you where? Into hell? Because that's where he's taking you, straight to hell. You think he's giving you salvation while you're being lied to. With the soft lighting and the big old gold crosses and saying, this is what you need to be. You need to be holy. Yeah, I don't trust people with that kind of light. And I don't trust people with no soul. Because it's all shit to me. I like some kind of authenticity in people. I guess that's like a curse that I can see through this stuff. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I don't know if I was just supposed to pretend to go along with this forever when they all knew how I felt about it. But everybody just wants to push me and control me and tell me what to do. And I got these people saying, oh, they want to know what's going on with the drones and stuff. Well, it's none of your business. It's none of your business. It's on a need-to-know basis. And you don't need to know. So everybody can sit there and say, oh, well, I want to know right now. They're flying over my house and I want to know everything's going on right now. Well, how does it feel to have a threat over your head all the time? It's not very pleasant, is it? No, it's not. So what are they doing? What are they just mapping or, whatever. It's none of your business. So you're going to worry about it and worry about it and worry about it until they start doing something, right? Mm-hmm. So trace it back. See how far it goes back. See where it leads you. They got to go park somewhere during the day, right? Everybody wants to stick their nose in the business. They've been seeing them. Like, at this point, there's thousands of them. You're going to start seeing them now. I don't know, like, what? I'm just supposed to be a pushover, and I'm just supposed to let somebody stand in front of me and rip up my Constitution and dare me to do something about it? So, like, if it doesn't go there, then we don't go there. Then there's nothing to worry about. But to me, we have to all take an oath to the Constitution and not be loyal to one person giving us orders, because we have to follow laws. So when you give that up and you're loyal to only Donald, you're lawless. I hope all the congressmen and senators realize where that leaves all them. Because you don't have a job anymore either. Because you don't get to make decisions. They have a panel. They have Margie and Vivek and Elon to make decisions for all of us. They don't need you. They need people that are going to follow the program. They don't need anybody that's going to give them a problem. That's why they have to control the press. They have to control what's being said. Nobody cares about their lies. Nobody sees any point in, being punished for lies. They think it's okay. They don't have any repercussions for anything that they do until there is some. So, yeah, Christmas is going to be crazy this year. I think it's hilarious. Of all the times I got screwed with for Christmas. What, you don't like it when somebody plays a joke on you? You don't like dirty jokes? Oh, but you thought I was playing a joke. Am I playing a joke or am I serious? Are you willing to bet on that? Are you willing to bet on Donald being a joke, or is he serious? Because, like, they're talking about, oh, how are you going to get these drones? Well, first of all, you don't have anything that's going to reach that range. And then you're not going to have anything with that kind of acuity or mobility. I don't know. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And don't even get me started on the submarines. Oh, man, this is going to be so fun. I can't wait. This is going to be better than that last bridge. Oh, wow, I can't. I actually get so excited. I want to give it away. All I know is that if we have to, we can rearrange some furniture, and they can take the furniture, and I'll keep the house, and we can all get on with our lives. Maybe. Hopefully. Is that how you negotiate? I mean, I don't know. Why is everybody worried about those drones when it ain't none of their business? Oh, but you all want to know what's going on, and you want to know right now, and blah, 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 blah. Why don't you go ask Pete? Go ask Pete to deal with all that. No, it's after, well, it might be like after 10 o'clock or before 5. He's probably wasted. You got him before dinner and after bedtime, so you're just not going to get any help with him. He's only going to do what Donald tells him to do. He can't fix anything. So if something goes wrong, you don't have the talent there that you need to fix things. Let's just hope shit don't get tore up, because then nothing has to get fixed. I don't want to have to pay to fix shit. But they keep tearing it up. Like, Syria is so torn up. Who's going to pay to fix all that? They got to rebuild all that. Like, because other people keep coming in and trashing them, and they keep rebuilding, and they keep trying. One of these days, they might get it right. One of these days, they might have a democracy, but I guess they're going to have a patriarchy. I don't know. Like, who even knows? Do you negotiate with them? Do you recognize them? Because if I was the queen of the whole world and I had to pick and choose who was leading which country just to keep the peace through strength, because nobody can decide on anything and y'all want to keep fighting and we need to spend our stuff on money on other stuff than wars and killing each other, don't you think that would be a good idea? Then we could do something productive. And we could feed people, and we would have money for insurance. But no, all these boys want to fight with all their toys. And then Mama Bear's got to clean up the mess. So, we have a long history of conquering lands, I guess you could say. We just got through Thanksgiving and we're talking about colonialism again. How you pillage and plunder and conquer. Yeah, sometimes it's a problem and it hasn't been one of the highlights of our species. It's been an issue. People don't want to live under rule like that. It's not productive. They're not happy. They don't prosper. And you say, oh, we're going to prosper. No, they don't. No, they don't. They wither. You can't flourish if you're just surviving. And that's why I'm not happy. Because I feel like I'm constantly just trying to survive. And I don't have time for all this other stuff in my life because I have to deal with everybody else's nonsense that they're trying to force on me all the time. Making demands of me all the time, asking me to fix all their stuff for them. No more think tanks, ever. I already said that. I said that years ago on my old Twitter page. No more think tanks. Not doing it. No. You guys can go hash all that crap out yourselves. I'm not going to be part of it. Why should I put my 2 cents in when I don't even get paid for it? And then I get to watch Sam do that interview. I watched that. That's another thing that I watched, that New York Times interviews with Jeff Bezos and who else was there? Because I watched part of the one, Sam Altman and Jeff Bezos. I watched those 2 interviews. Because I wanted to see what they have to say. And Sam is going to bitch about only making $75,000 a year. Well, yeah, that's more than I'm making right now. And then you want to take credit for, like, that's why OpenAI is a nonprofit, because we had all these people working on it before Sam even came into the picture. And then Sam's going to steal the show, and Sam and Elon are going to take credit for it until it takes off. And then Elon had to go put his money elsewhere, and he got bored with it, and he left. And then Sam takes over, and then he takes credit for everything. And then they thought they were just going to scrap it until it caught on fire. And boy, did it catch on fire. 12 days of Christmas, baby. This is going to be so fun. Anyway. I'm a bit of a prankster, but yeah, I just, epic is epic, whatever. Anyway, so I could stay on track without people thinking I'm psychotic. I have a plan. I'm trying not to be obvious. And be too happy about it, because I think it's going to work. Anyway, I'm getting kind of excited about it. I'm not scared. I'm going to be a joyful warrior is what I'm going to do, because I believe in the outcome of all this. I have to believe in the outcome. And maybe I'll be rid of all these liars and thieves and nonsense. Finally. I doubt it, though. It's just like this dark, ominous cloud always hanging over your head. Elon's still lurking around out there somewhere, just like Prince Andrew is. Yeah. That's family for you, I guess. But, anyway. I'm not looking forward to the holidays. I just don't like it. It's all a bunch of crap to me. I wish I could get in the spirit of Christmas. I just don't believe in it anymore. And you can thank Pope Francis for that. Personally. And then who does he invite? Donald. Of course he invited Donald. Because you all made Donald important. So you can have Donald, and I'll keep me, and you can keep him. Because I know where I stand. And I told them a long time ago, I already drew the line in the sand. And I told them what the boundaries were, and they keep wanting to step on the boundaries. So now we got to resort to drones. And submarines. Oh my. And what you really don't want is things falling in the cracks and fissures. Because then you're really screwed. So, I guess we're just going to play games. We're just going to keep playing Battleship. When I was a kid, my cousins used to hate it. Playing Battleship. Because I was so competitive. I got them every time. They were like, you're looking, accused me of cheating. I said, I swear I didn't cheat. I swear I never cheat. I'm just really smart. It's called coordinates. You can kind of guess the coordinates. Where you put your little ships. It's not that hard to figure out. It's just numbers, math. Can Donald do math? No. Can JD do math? No. Elon might be able to do math, but Sam can't do the math. Sam's looking at, I only make $75,000 a year, and I can sell out to Microsoft and take credit and run. He actually thought he was going to take all that technology from OpenAI and go work at Microsoft. Are you kidding? Oh, no. You gotta be out of your damn mind. Like, and he's just like, oh, well, we're supposed to get this investment, and then this subsidiary is going to be for profit, but the main company is non-profit, but only he gets to make money and none of the rest of us do, right? Right? So you're going to hire 700 people to work there, and I'll get your bubble teas on the house. Because all your lunches are on the house, all your drinks are on the house. You're all getting all these perks. But you're only making $75,000 a year. What an inconsiderate, ungrateful little bitch. Really. And then I was listening to Jeff, and Jeff's sitting there like, oh yeah, I pay for Blue Origin with my Amazon stocks. Why? Because you don't report an income either, and you borrow against your stocks like Elon does, and you all set up this loophole of corruption on purpose? Because when you're paying interest on the loans, you're not paying income tax, and it's a lower income tax bracket. What's your interest rate on that loan? I bet you it's below 13%. Do you even get charged? No, you don't get charged anything because you don't make any money. Okay, so explain to me how these little CEOs from these running all these companies don't actually make income or claim income. Why are they doing this? Why did the politicians make this legal? Why are the politicians trading stocks on insider information? Why are they privatizing our space forces? We got a space force now. We don't need them anymore. We need to put money into that. We don't need to be giving more money to Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. That's why they're mad. Because why should we be doing that? When we could be doing so much more. We could be, you know, I look at it this way. Everybody wants to make money. You want to believe in capitalism, fine. But there comes a certain time when you start monopolizing everything and putting one person in charge. Like, just say, okay, Elon's got top security clearance because of satellites and different stuff like that. And because of the space technology and different things like that. So if he's compromised, that's one person that's compromised, and it's an issue for all these different companies. That's why you can't have a monopoly. Like Jeff Bezos being in charge of Amazon and Blue Origin and the cloud data processing centers. And so what? Does he want to run? You're already buying all the trucks for the delivery. You want to monopolize everything, and you don't see any reason not to, because all you want is profits over people. You don't even let people go to the bathroom. Like, how do people get breaks? Like, you're supposed to have 2 15-minute breaks and a half-hour lunch every 8 hours. Or we're just not doing that anymore. You got to work 12 hours with no breaks, and you can go to the bathroom when you can go to the bathroom. When you can sneak it in. Like, is it okay? Like, they're both taking away all of our labor rights. So how are these politicians not selling us out and working in conjunction with them? Because that's public corruption and racketeering. And that's what a lot of them are mad at me about, because they're be like, oh, we don't want to be investigated. Well, you're going to be investigated. And when you get investigated, you don't like it when they take your phone or your computer and stuff. Yeah, that's part of the warrant. That's an electronics warrant. It's issued by a judge, and Trump's going to say, oh, they broke into my house. Nobody broke into your house. What are you talking about? Where's your pictures of anything that got damaged while that was going on? Because nothing was damaged. And then you want to out the people doing the search when they're just doing their job. They get orders to go do their job, and they go do their job. But you were given plenty of warning with your lawyers and your affidavits, you had your lawyer, Christina Bob, sign an affidavit that you no longer had any materials that NARA would be concerned with. But you lied. So she's going to have plausible deniability, which I call bullshit on. But whatever, she signed an affidavit representing you, so that's on her, right? Or on him. Because that's when the search warrant was issued. Because they had, I'm not going to say if the court, like, I'm not for sure what they have or surveillance or testimony or what they went on, but they had other information saying that no, they did have more boxes. Because they did the audits, and you can always tell what's missing because they all have tracking numbers. So that's my understanding of the situation. And then all that just gets dismissed, and he doesn't have to answer to everything. It's okay. And then he's going to show up and be a total lunatic on day one after he's been telling you all the stuff that he's going to do. So maybe you want to pay attention and listen to him and quit dismissing it like it's a joke, because it's not a joke. I don't think it's a joke. I take that shit seriously. Really. I do. I'm just not going to get your reaction you want. You want your reaction? This is your reaction. Want to rip my Constitution? Here's your reaction. Go ahead and try. See what happens. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Oh, poor Dom, please don't do that. No, I'm not going to sit here and cry and beg like a little bitch. We're not doing that. I'm not going to beg. I'm not crying. I'm not going to sit here and freak out and then get called unstable and all this other crap, because that's not who I am. I'm telling you, don't cross that line. You rip up the Constitution, and a lot of people are going to be mad, including me. So you got to deal with the blowback. I mean, that's what they want to prepare for. He doesn't care. He doesn't have anything to care about except for money. And if he doesn't do this, he's broke. And they'll go after him anyway because all of his bets are off. Because he made a lot of promises that he can't keep after that. And they have no use for someone like that. Because you're only worthy as long as you're useful. That's how you play that game. So I choose not to play that game. Like, I don't know how much more clear I can be. Like, you got to be ridiculous. Naming some guy that used to work for... He didn't even work at Dell Computers. He worked for the guy that was running Dell Computers and did money management with a team of 4 people. So he only managed 4 people. But he collects art. Let me guess, does he collect pictures of boats? What does he collect pictures of? People on boats? What does he have pictures of? So nobody's going to answer my questions, but I got to bow to you? I don't think so. No. Oh, hell no. So, yeah, I don't like to be pushed into a corner more than anybody else does. And I'm not going to lie and cheat and steal just to get what I want, because I'm better than that. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be pushed around. I'm not going to have Elon's mummy worried about who I'm going to talk about. What, because you're going to defend your son? Or is this about Andrew and his stupidness? Oh, because y'all went and got Andrew Tate out of jail, right? So he got out of trouble because you guys made phone calls for him. Because Andrew Tate manders to you more than me, right? Because I told you guys that what they were doing was wrong and it was wicked. But what do? You cover for him, and it's all okay for him to do all that kind of crazy stuff, him and his brother, and then you guys protect him. When he should be sitting in a prison. They should both be sitting in prison. But Elon made a phone call and got him in trouble. And if he didn't make that phone call, somebody else did. Somebody pushed their weight around and got those boys out of jail. And then you wonder why people are sick and tired watching you get away with your stupid ridiculousness. Yeah, I think they need to outlaw TikTok because they shouldn't be able to make you work 12 hours and these guys are collecting all the money off of all the girls that they forced to work on there. Putting on little shows for everybody. So yeah, I think they need to outlaw TikTok because y'all are disgusting. Is that what you want to turn X into? If you're like a loser like that and that's what you need to make you happy, I feel sorry for you, honestly. Because nothing's ever going to make you happy. Nothing's ever going to be good enough for you. No one is ever going to be perfect enough for you because you think you need perfection. That's okay. That's your prerogative. Don't put that off on me. Don't come kidnap my kid and make my kid work for nothing. Because I'm never going to forget that shit. And I guess all you can hope for is people getting what they deserve, really. I hope people get what they deserve. I just wish they would have let me live my own life and do my own thing. And I could have made my own choices. But nobody saw fit to do that. Everybody thought I should work for them just because I'm smart. I should work for them for free. So I'm saying Elon can't fix anything for you, so you can fix it yourselves. Or you just going to keep letting him make excuses. So how far are you going to let him go with the excuses? Are you going to find out all those drones belong to Sam and Elon? Oh, they're not doing anything. It's okay. Oh, they're pointing at all this other stuff and they're surrounding our bases. Should we be worried yet? Oh, no, it's okay. It's just Elon and Sam's flying cars. It's okay. Don't worry about it. They belong to Sam and Elon. And they can fix them themselves. So, let's see. What else was I going to talk about on the news? Besides those dipshits. I guess that's it. That's all I can. There was something else I wanted to talk about too, and I forgot. Oh yeah, I watched The View with my mom today too. It was a little bit better today. She didn't start screaming at the TV like she did when Sean Hannity was saying some stupid shit about some girl shaving her hair. I don't know. My hair grew out. It looks pretty. I have pretty hair. Like Andrew Tate's lawyer, Tina, or whatever her name was. I wonder if she could stomach being his lawyer after she saw all that crap. Anyway. I really, really can't stand those people if you can't tell. And that's okay. They don't like me either. It's okay because they know I'm not going to put up with their crap. And it's all going to be okay. And what am I supposed to do? Like, sit there and entertain that crap and say, no, you're a joke. You're rude. You're obnoxious. Y'all need to shut the hell up and learn your lessons. Because you all believe in God and God teaching you lessons, right? Well, maybe God's going to teach you a lesson. How about that? Donald doesn't believe in God. But y'all invited him to Notre Dame Church. I'm surprised it didn't burn down again. Like, it's still standing? Oh, wow. He must have fireproofed it really good this time. Anyway, when you let Satan into your church burns. So you want to let Satan in your church? Don't be surprised when it burns. That's what all these evangelicals and stuff, they want their sword for Jesus and all that stuff. Well, actually, what would Jesus really do? And they all want to be warriors and stuff. Jesus wasn't a warrior. Jesus was a savior. But y'all want to be hypocrites and tell me I need to pay attention to what you say and what you guys want with your misogynistic bro club. And I don't matter because I'm a girl. So I'm not part of that club and I don't get invited. And it's only the bros club, the big bros club. And I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to stick around. I don't like beer. I don't. I definitely don't like beer. So me and Brett Kavanaugh wouldn't get along either. This whole situation is laughable, ridiculous. And they're going to try to shove this shit through, and they're not going to do it. I believe in the goodness of people. I hope so. Like, I was really worried the last time they were trying to talk about all this, and then that stuff happened in January, all those riots and stuff. And you think after 4 years they would have did something. So they want to talk about going after the committee for that? Like, the committee just put on the front, installed for you, and you guys didn't face it. The January 6th people, the boots, not the suits, got charged. So y'all that are the boots take the grunt of, but they don't have to answer. The suits don't answer for anything. So I would never sign up for that. But, you know, if they just rip up the Constitution and they institute a draft and the military takes over and you gotta be part of the military now because it's not voluntary anymore, you have to serve or you go to jail, it's gonna be a whole new ball game. Or even if you were born here, they're gonna go over your ethnicity and they're gonna start segregating people. So you can call me worst case scenario or whatever. But like I said, if they start doing that kind of crap, it's not going to go over well. Not at all. It's not going to go over well. And this is where we decide what side of history you're really on. Because it's not about what you can stomach and what you can't stomach. It's about right and wrong. And obviously, nobody knows what the difference is between right and wrong because they kept talking themselves out of doing what was right and listening to their gut when they don't have the stomach to cut Social Security and let everybody starve. So Elon's a real big talker about lords and peasants. Do you have the heart to make people starve like that? Because if you are, I lose all respect for you. And then you wonder why no one likes you. Because that's who you really are. A villain. You didn't save anybody. You weren't the hero. You're the villain. But, they just think, oh, we're just going to run everything. You got, like, the royal disease. People think royalty is a privilege. I think it's a mental disease. You want the worst narcissist? Okay. Well, let me start saying, I'm your queen. I'm not going to let Donald do that. I'm the queen of the world now, and you can all fuck off. How about that? Because I'm your queen now. I'm Queen Flintstone. And I'm taking over. And be like, yeah, she's crazy. Yeah, that girl's crazy. Be like, no, she really did that. Stranger things have happened. I mean, people have seized power in times of need and just to do the right thing when other people were doing the wrong things. So if I can do it, why not? Why not? I want to see if I can do it. I want to see if I can be the new queen. So I claim my airspace and don't worry about the drones and have a good night. And don't worry about the submarines. Good night.